Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here. Sorry, I've got one of my hairs was in the process of falling out. Sorry. How are you all today? Good, I hope. Now, I'm actually recording this quite a lot later than I normally do. What is the time? It is 9:05 in the evening, and yeah, normally I do these around tea time, but we went out today, so I kind of put on my wall that my Super Sunday giveaway, I had to switch it, so it became a Super Sunday giveaway on a Saturday and my winners videos will be tomorrow. So, well, today for you guys, because as you well know, my today is your tomorrow, and your tomorrow my yesterday. So I had to flip them around, and the only reason I had to do that was because I'd already recorded the giveaway and I hadn't recorded the winners and I ran out of time. So yeah, we had to get up, get ready, get out. And what happened today, we went to a place called the Reindeer Centre, and as you can imagine, with a name like that, they're usually geared up for Christmas, but they decided that they would do an Easter special. They kind of do Easter, Halloween, Christmas, and the rest of the time I don't even think they're open. So we had Paul, Victoria and Harley, me and Gary, and Sophia and River. We went through all the activities more or less and saw the animals, and the kids got to feed lambs, which they absolutely loved. Gary and I well, looked after the stuff while they went and did it, because by that time we were all sitting down and we were having our lunch, and it was time to do it. So Paul, Victoria went with the kids to feed the lambs, but I've got some lovely pictures. And we got back after going to the shop and getting a McDonald's, not for me though obviously, but for the kids. And I thought, well, I will do my video when I get back, but that coincided with Arsenal being on, and then that coincided with the qualifying for Formula 1. So here I am, late. But it, you know, the way I looked at it, well, it doesn't matter, does it? Because it's not for now, it's for tomorrow. So that's fine. But, and I've got lots of lighting in here, so that's fine. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. Used to, you know, in the days when I didn't have such good lights, it was a bit, oh no, lost the daylight, and it would be a little bit iffy. But I have, I kind of did a video once on how to do the best lighting on a shoestring, because, you know, when I first started YouTube, I used to watch videos and people would have these lighting rigs, you know, the blooming super troopers or God knows what, and they'd have all these big box things and these dangly ones from the ceiling, and you think, oh yeah, you know, you've got a couple of thousand spare, have you, just to go buy some lighting. Well, and one of those super duper big microphones with the apparatus around it, and, you know, a snazzy camera. Well, no, you don't need that. And well, I did buy a camera once, and it was just so, the picture was so good. It was so good. I looked at it and thought, ugh, they're not seeing me in true true colour. I mean, obviously phones have got better and better and better, but honestly, it was just too good. It was like, you know, a lot of actors hate HD because we were all watching them in analog, whatever, and suddenly we see every kind of pore, you know, that they've got, all the open pores and, you know, pits and everything else. So yeah, it was a bit true to life. I didn't like it at all, so sold it. Got rid of that. I didn't even use it as a camera, and I've got a camera. Bought this camera, couldn't even tell you where it is, to be honest with you. Never use it anymore. I always say I have a nice camera because when you get photographs, they are better quality. Phones have got better and better, but they're still not as good quality as a photo from a proper camera. Never got it. Never had it, you know, never used it. It's just obsolete, really. Anyway, I'll show you a couple then of today. They're very sweet. It was a lovely day. And River is going to have dance classes, which is starting them. And they had this little kind of kiddie disco thing going on, and they were doing all the songs with actions. And so she was following them, and they dragged her up on stage to do it. It was quite funny, but I won't play that because it's a song. And you know what that means? I'll get copyrighted. So here we are. Let's find you one. This was Harley going in. And there's one. I'll try and get you the best one where it's actually looking up. There we go. This is Paul, Victoria and Harley. And Victoria say, what did you show that for? And then we have the girls with Gary. And then there is one with us all. And there we go. Not bad. Well, not all, us all, because obviously Paul and Victoria are not in it, but with the kids. So there we are. Let's see what else we got. And I took a few Duff ones there. And then we've got the Hogwarts Express. So the kids sitting in front of that. There was loads of those kind of set up photo opportunities like this. And you might notice the big bunny on the right hand side, this side, is actually Gary. Yeah, there was 4, so we decided to get in on it. But yeah, we had lots of photo op pictures, you know, not all facing in the hole. Some of them just set up little woodland areas and things like that. But they did have some lovely animals. Let's find something else to show you. This is adorable. Where are we? Here it is. The pygmy goats. They were so cute. They really were. And this guy here, he kept coming out of his little tunnel. Really sweet. And of course, alpacas. I'm gonna have the alpacas. They were so friendly, all of them. They just wanted to say hello. But yeah, raw yarn, guys. raw yarn. Yeah, so that was kind of today. Got a text, hang on. I will have a bit of a slurp of my tea, because one thing, I'm really thirsty. That's gorgeous. The minute we got in, it was like, oh, kettle. But I did have to wait till half time of the football to get it. But luckily, Gary said, we saw these people coming out with a tray of drinks, and so, oh, did you get that? So when she told us, Gary went and got a cup of tea, and I'd barely finished that one, and I had another one. It was like a tea-holic or something. But it was a much needed cup of tea. It was a lovely scorching hot day as well. So yeah, and the drive there wasn't too bad, although we did have a couple of hairy moments when we've discovered roads were closed. But it wasn't too bad. So I was leaning on my own hair again. It wasn't too bad because all we had to do was go in a little loop, and we got there. So yeah. Yeah, so today for you guys will be the winners video, and anything else I can think of. You might notice I've got a bit of a worky thing going on here. I started that ages ago. It's one of those that I started with an idea in my mind what I wanted to do, and I've kind of got through it and thinking, do I like it? Do you do that? It's like you start something. I've actually got, I'd say, 3/4 of the way through that and decided, do I like it? Do I? You know, not sure. Do I seem very colourful today? My face, it does seem a little like maybe I've caught the sun a little bit, perhaps. I don't know. Either that, or I'm just like, what a day. So yeah. I'm flavour of the month with River. I don't know why. She only wants to sit with me. Quite offered Gary's lap, but no, I want to sit next to you. Might have had some, well, might have had something to do with the fact that Sophia was sitting next to me. So I was showing her her next crochet stitch. She's been making octopuses, jellyfish, and So I said, have you been watching any videos? And she had been watching some YouTube videos. So I showed her how to find my absolute beginners ones, because they are so beginners. You know, some people say this tutorial is suitable for beginners, but it's still quite maybe fast, or shows you the stitches twice and that's it. Whereas my absolute beginners is painstakingly slow and methodical. And I made them when I was teaching Victoria. I found when I'm teaching Sophia, it's quite hard because she's left-handed and she sees me, but her brain doesn't switch what I'm doing to her way of working. So I've shown her how to find on her tablet or her phone my absolute beginners and the left-handed ones. And when I showed her the one that I was going to teach her left-handed, it was so much easier for her to follow it because she was seeing it how she'd do it. So yeah, it's, I'm glad I did them, really. Although they're kind of, you know, there's always so many people doing the beginner's stuff, and I was in two minds about it, but because Victoria lived not round the corner exactly, and she had a question or something, I couldn't always be on hand to show her, so I did them on video sort of thing. And if she ever needed any sort of anything, she would ask me. And if I don't know if I actually said I'll make you a video for that then. So yeah, come in handy for that. Cheers, guys. Absolutely love this tea. Of course, today while I was out, I had normal tea, but it was very nice tea. The drinks were really good there, and they had the strangest thing. They said, you know, you can have a cup of tea or coffee or whatever you had, and if you want, you can keep the cup. It's like, really? And they were Forever Friends cups. So we kept two of them, one for the kids. But I said, well, last thing we need really is more mugs in that cupboard. You know, we kind of, some of them need to go really. I think they're past their best anyway. But yeah, so we just took one each for them. So they were a bit small for me, really. They were just, you know, there's ones that are kind of that shape. So don't hold enough tea for me. In the morning, I used that one that I got sent. I think it was Linda sent it to me, that big one for happy birthday, and it was a big, I used that one. I've had a few big mugs in the past that have been too big and I can't drink them, they go cold. But that one, I can manage it. It's like a big mug, but not ridiculously big, because you can get some, especially from Sports Direct, that are kind of like this round and this deep. Paul's had a few coffees in those in the past. He used to be a bit of a coffee fiend. He still likes coffee, but he's nowhere near as bad as he used to be. He's more, oh, he can be with a fizzy though. He's a bit of a fizzy freak. That sounds bad. No, it does. So yeah, I've got nothing to show you kind of stuff wise. Actually, no, I do. It's in the other room though. I've got my leaflets. Oh, field trip. Bear with me. That was the floorboards, by the way, not my bottom. She's busy watching her tablet.
Yeah.
Sophia thought I'd finished, so she was come to find me. But here we go. These are my leaflets, and as we were driving back today, I knew they'd been delivered because I got the message, and I thought I didn't put a voucher code on it, and I really wish I had. But here they are. They're not like lots of colourful pictures or anything, but it just kind of says what I do. And then on that bit it says local business will deliver to the island and Sittingbourne. Simply use the codes there and at the checkout, and then it gets rid of the postage and I can deliver it. So there's the voucher, but I'll only do that for people that are in a very close vicinity. But it will do for the first ones, really. I'll perfect them as time goes by. And obviously, once these have gone out, the next ones will be sort of delivered further afield, and I won't have that part on there because I'm not going to be delivering it miles away. I don't mind, you know, people at the other end of the island. This island's only 7 miles long, not far. But Sitting Bull's not far either. So yeah, I don't mind doing that. But and I like it, but when I look at it, I think it's all right. You know, it's not overly kind of full of stuff. It's got like a crochet picture, a knitting picture, my logos, and it's got that bit that I always like to use, that on the bottom. And yeah, so yeah, it's all right. First one, I'll make them better. I was in a bit of a rush. I just wanted to get one done so that I could get them out there. So I'm going to get the postie to deliver those in the mail, so along with the letters. Yeah, I have to look into that so that I can get it underway. Bit of a brainwave. We'll see how it goes. I mean, I did a little bit of an advertisement once in an online publication, and I have to say, I am even sure if I earn one single sale out of that. You know, it wasn't expensive though, and they made a mistake, so they didn't charge me what they normally would. But I don't even think it made any difference to me at all. And the thought of, I want to think, well, maybe I'll put it in a magazine then. But unless you've got a full page or half a page, you know, when we flick through the magazines and we get to that page where there's all the little ones on, you just fly by them. I don't know anyone who sits and studies them. So, you know, I can't see that actually having any effect. You just be throwing money away. So yeah, I'm going to tell you my funnies and show you my calendar. Hang on a sec. Put the aircon on because it was really hot out in the living room. And it feels like a sauna out there. It really does. So I came in here and I thought, no. So there we go. That was the weekend one that you've already seen, I know, from yesterday. But we'll have another little look. And what we've got jokes wise, let's see. Put my specs on. Do I look intelligent? No. Blotchy. Look blotchy. Having twins is fun because we have a secret language. My husband and I invented a ton of new cuss words to use when they piss us off. I can't say that on there. My daughter just tried to convince me she was too sick to go to school. It's the first time in years that I've seen the Best Actress performance for the Oscars. At Erica, what to you? You aren't a real mum until you have a car with an overstuffed glove compartment filled with napkins stolen from the fast food restaurants. I do that anyway, and I don't have kids in my car that much anymore. I'm going to do another one. Pajama day is my favourite holiday. Title of summer vacation. How many snacks can you possibly eat? I know someone who could eat quite a few. Oh look, box, box, box. Okay. It's hard enough remembering what our Wi-Fi password is. Now I need a verbal one to get into my son's room. We couldn't possibly remember a Wi-Fi password. They're like 5 feet long with a mixture of uppercase and lowercase letters all jumbled in and numbers and ridiculous. Exactly. At Lurk Cath O Me Mom. I don't know why they bother do that because I can't even understand what they're doing with it. Parenting is fun if you're into things like cooking for people who aren't hungry. That's been me all day. I've not been hungry, but now I am, and there's nothing. The most stressful day at my job doesn't come close to the stress of finding a 2-year-old with an open permanent marker. Once, right, when Michael was in his cot, when he was really small, he was standing in it, and I looked in the bedroom and I thought, what is he doing? And he was doing this, and when I looked, he had crayons, and he was just doing this all over the walls, and he always seemed to like black and dark brown, you know. And when I looked, it was just covered in it. I steamed it all off, but it didn't really didn't do many favours anyway. I want the confidence of my daughter, who called me the worst mum ever and then asked me to drive her to a friend's house. Last one. My daughter got mad and I said, don't let her... my daughter got mad and said, I don't let her have any fun. It's not my fault that her idea of fun is pinching her 5-month-old brother. Pinching? Don't let me have any fun. Well, I don't know why, but I've suddenly got 2 of those. Strange. Well, I don't mind telling you, I've been yawning my head off since we got back. Well, since we got in the car, to be honest with you. Yeah, just yawn. And I guess I will sleep well tonight, hopefully. I'm quite done in. It's just the long and the sun. Not that we were out in it that much because it was inside a barn. So that was good, a very big barn, and it kind of branched off. And they had one of those kind of jungle gyms for kids in there as well. Lots of bouncy castles. You could plant seeds, like sunflower seeds. Or the kids could rather than adults, you know what I mean. And they had stuff in there if you wanted to participate in things you could pay for. But they had an Easter egg sort of, not an Easter egg hunt, but you had to go and collect letters and fill in your thing, and you got free ice cream, stuff like that. So yeah, it was kind of fun filled. They enjoyed themselves. And tomorrow Gary has to go out. He's off tomorrow, but he has to go out, so I'll be all on my own. But not all in the morning. I won't be until about 12, but it will give me a chance to do some work. And I've got to pack some orders, and I've got to make some videos, and maybe make some inroads into my next Granny Square of the year of Granny Square thingy. So yeah, I'll be doing that, and maybe finding something different for dinner, because I think we're both a bit cheesed off with the things that we've been having. And the only thing, so usually if I'm doing low carb, I really enjoy my food, but I've not been. And not only have I not been enjoying it, I've not really wanted to eat much, which is a bit weird. I've been giving most of it away to Gary, especially steak. Just seem to like give them away. Like today, all I had was like a small tin of tuna, drained obviously, with a bit of cucumber in and some mayonnaise. And then Gary we had some chicken breast left over and he chopped it, put it in like a frying pan with a little bit of butter and some halloumi cheese. And I didn't eat all mine. I must have eaten about half of it, but I was finding it hard to swallow. And it's only since my op that I find that sort of thing, fibery things, hard to swallow. And so I was struggling enough with the tuna. And luckily as it was, I had water to actually help me, but I couldn't eat anymore. And I was kind of, I think this diet's working so well that after a while I just think, I cannot be bothered to chew this anymore. Do not want to chew it anymore, and I'll give up. And that's why I give the steaks to Gary and things like that, because it's like, oh, I'm bored with chewing. I'm just really bored of it. And yes, I'm kind of not eating much, which isn't really good because you're meant to eat lots on keto, or I don't even call it that, Atkins. Let's call it what it is. You know, they always have to reinvent the wheel, don't they? These people. It's like, let's get rid of the word Atkins. We'll call it keto from now on. It's like, well, call it what you like. But same principles apply. And, you know, you're meant to be able to eat lots, and I'm not. That's the thing. So I'm going to have to try and change it up a little bit. But I'm just working, you know, it's the main thing. But it won't if I don't eat enough. Anyway, I'm going to get off, upload this, because otherwise I'll be working until midnight trying to get it on. Hopefully, this time of the evening, it won't be difficult to upload. It won't take hours or anything. But this coming week, when I get back to past the weekend, I'm going to have to get back in touch with the Wi-Fi at BT, the Wi-Fi provider, and see what's what, because it's rubbish at the moment, and it needs to not be. I'm paying for that. So I've also found out that if I switch to Sky, I'll get it for a third. So it would be £19.99, whereas this cost me £66.30 or something like that, and it's going to go up. So I'm only under contract until June, so they can either speed me up or I will ditch them. I might even get both. I did say that once before. I might even get Sky at the same time and just pay £20 a month, see which is better. That way I can, if it's rubbish, I'm not going to switch and regret it. So yeah, there is that. I might think of that. So thanks for watching, and I'm sorry I'm not full of things to show you or energy. I really don't have any. It's gone. It's totally gone. It has. Yeah, what it is, I don't know. Also, I suppose it is getting late, but you know, I'm done really. But yeah, I haven't got the stamina I used to have, which is very annoying, and I was hoping getting on this diet, losing some weight, would actually bring that back. Yeah, it's not really working yet, so fingers crossed it does, because I really do need to build, and I also need to get fitter so I can manage, because I've got a bungalow now. I don't even manage stairs that well, you know. My knees don't like them anyway, but that can only be improved with losing weight. So yeah, but I do need to start, once that, you know, I feel more able to do stuff, I do need to get either swimming or in the gym or something. Try and build up some fitness, really. Because at the moment I think I'm just fit. I'm fit for nothing. Fit for nothing. Okay, I was going, and then I didn't, did I, Jane? She always mentions it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, guys.